Flying Dutchman. Long ago, there was a legendary ship known as the Flying Dutchman, famous for being one of the fastest vessels ever to sail the oceans. Its towering masts held great sails that caught the wind with ease, and the ship was crewed by strong, seasoned sailors. At the helm was a captain who was both admired and feared. His courage was unmatched, but so were his pride and stubbornness, qualities that often led him to ignore the warnings of others. One fateful day, the captain decided to set sail from port on Easter night. It was a moonless night, the sky dark and ominous, with an air of foreboding that unsettled the crew. The sailors, seasoned as they were, felt uneasy. Among seafaring folk, it was well known that to set sail on Easter, especially without the light of the moon, was a bad omen. The people of the port warned the captain as well, telling him that Easter was a sacred day for rest, and that the darkness of the night foretold danger. Yet, the captain dismissed their concerns, laughing at the notion of bad luck and curses. He believed in nothing but his own skill and the strength of his ship. Determined to prove his mastery of the sea, he ordered his crew to set sail, brushing aside all caution. As the Flying Dutchman sailed around the treacherous Cape of Good Hope, a notorious part of the ocean at the southern tip of Africa, the weather began to change. The sky, already dark, grew even more foreboding as angry clouds rolled in. Howling winds lashed against the sails, and enormous waves slammed into the ship, sending sprays of icy seawater over the deck. Lightning flashed across the sky, illuminating the swirling chaos of the storm. The crew, already on edge, pleaded with their captain to turn back. They knew the dangers of sailing around the Cape, especially during a storm as fierce as this. But the captain, ever proud and defiant, refused to retreat. His pride would not allow him to be seen as weak, and he was determined to sail through the storm, even as the waves grew taller and the winds more violent. The storm raged on, growing in intensity with each passing moment. Some say the storm was no ordinary one, but conjured by dark forces in response to the captain's arrogance. The frightened crew, no longer able to trust their captain's judgment, considered mutiny. But before they could act, the captain, consumed by fury and hubris, swore a terrible oath. He shouted into the raging storm that he would sail the seas forever if necessary, even if it meant never setting foot on land again. In that moment, a powerful curse descended upon the ship. As lightning illuminated the dark horizon, the fate of the Flying Dutchman was sealed. The ship, once majestic, was now condemned to sail the seas for eternity, never to make port or feel the calm of safe harbor again. The crew, once living men, became spectral figures, cursed to wander the ocean with their captain as restless spirits. The ship itself transformed into a ghostly apparition, its sails tattered and its timbers creaking ominously as it drifted through the stormy waters. From that day forward, sailors across the world began to tell tales of the cursed ship. The Flying Dutchman, they said, would appear out of the mist without warning, glowing faintly in the darkness or rising from the depths like a phantom. Those who saw it claimed it brought terrible misfortune, and that its appearance foretold the coming of a violent storm. Sailors feared even the glimpse of the ghostly ship, for to see it was to invite disaster upon your own voyage. The legend of the Flying Dutchman persisted for many years, was said that the captain and his ghostly crew would sail endlessly, never finding rest until the curse was lifted. Some believed the curse could never be broken, for the captain's arrogance had bound him to the sea for eternity. Others whispered that only an act of great sacrifice or divine intervention could free the souls trapped aboard the ghost ship, but no one knew for certain. To this day, the story of the Flying Dutchman remains one of the most famous sea legends. Some sailors still claim to have seen the ship, its eerie form appearing on the horizon, only to vanish moments later. The tale serves as a chilling reminder of the unforgiving power of the ocean, the mysteries of the deep, and the importance of heeding the warnings that come from both man